What's going on? You're in the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. It is Friday, May 21st, a perfect day for 21 Pilots to release their brand new record, Scaled and Icy. This is the sixth album from the band. It's their fifth as the duo of Tyler Joseph and Josh Dunn, and it's nice to have these two back up to their usual antics. They've another eclectic offering of songs here for us, this time navigating territory that they're familiar with but have never fully committed to on a record, so I'm really loving this project for that reason. It's been really just a pleasure watching these guys over the last 6 years. I came to this party late, admittedly, and didn't start listening to them until Blurryface, but I'm kind of thankful for that. It gave me an opportunity to go back and listen to Vessel, which on any given day, I could listen to either and, say that either one is better. And then it wasn't long before the world got Trench. And so it was really cool to have these three records, all very much, 21 Pilots records, but unique in their own identity. And I think that's what makes this band so cool. They receive a lot of criticism for not committing to a genre or having an identity, and I just think that's such garbage. Their music is so much fun and so exciting for that reason, and I would argue that there is a central driving spirit, a force behind every single one of these individual records. Trench, certainly a darker record than Blurryface. Blurryface has a different vibe than Vessel, and so that is definitely what made me anticipate Scaled and Icy. Also an anagram for Clancy is dead. So as you might expect, this record is going to be a little more upbeat and a little brighter than Trench. There's just a big funk dance, almost there's some of this record is disco influenced. It really is. Early fans are probably not going to be happy with it for that reason. Early fans are probably not going to be happy because there's not a lot of rapping on this album as well. Something that Tyler has been very well known for throughout their career. There's just not a lot of it featured on this record. He's definitely going for the big vocal hooks, which I dig. It's just on this record. I mean, they're stylistically so different. There's so much potential for this band to continue to do things down the road. One of the things that I notice about their music is that, while it does have a loose organic sound, the songs themselves are structured very tight and they're very well produced. I love that about their sound, but I would say that, it might be cool in the future to see them dial into their inner Pink Floyd and make an album that's really loose. I wouldn't be surprised down the road if they did that, made something that was like Mars Volta-esque, to be completely honest with you. That's what makes these guys so fun, is that they're all over the place. So if you like all different sorts of music, that's what makes this band great. And, it's fun to just be along for the ride. I'll also argue that there's lots of bands that, 21 Pilots, they haven't always hit the nail on the head. And there's a lot of bands over the years that, Incubus is one that comes to mind that, I really like the albums Make Yourself and Morning View, but I wouldn't necessarily call myself a fan of the band as a whole. And so 21 Pilots, I love that they're fearless. I love that they're just making records, and I think that's what makes them cool. Is that they have fans that love all their stuff. They have fans that just like some of their records. I probably consider myself one of those fans, but at the end of the day, they're always going to make music for themselves, and they seem like they're really having a lot of fun doing it on this record. This thing opens with song "Good Day." A lot of piano on this record, so if you're a fan of Vessel, you're probably going to like that element of this record. And that opener, "Good Day," really sounds like he's just tapping into his inner Jeff Lynne. It sounds like something Electric Light Orchestra could have helped co-produce. Just really jovial, bouncy track. Second song, "Choker," a little underwhelming. It feels a little out of place on this record. It is one of the few tracks that has a bit of a rap element to it, which comes at the end of the track. It's probably the stronger part of the song, but I feel like this record could have done without it. Even 11 songs with 38 minutes, it would have brought it down to 10 at maybe like a 34, 35-minute runtime. I think this record would have been fine without it. Really like the lead single, "Shy Away," though. It's it really reminds me of the Cure, like early Cure a lot. I really just feel like Tyler's channeling his inner Robert Smith in that song. So I dug it. The Outside, track 4, funky groove, programming arrangement, on this track is absolutely sick. It's one of my favorite things about their style is when they do get on the electronics, they're really doing some really cool programming and coming up with some cool arrangements. Really dig the song "Saturday." Sounds like Daft Punk really on the song "Lucky." They're more disco-y inspired stuff, but it's a fun track, groovy guitar. The song "Never Take It" is a rocker. It might be my favorite track on the record. I love the hook. They're trying hard to weaponize "You and I Will Never Take It." It really is just a big anthemic hook, And it's funny because there's a lot of criticism levied at the band. Like, I wish they rocked more like this. Again, these guys aren't a rock band. If I had to liken these guys to anybody, I would probably compare them to MGMT. Is probably of anybody that I can think of off the top of my head, stylistically more where these guys are at as far as the music they create. It's electronic. It blends a number of different genres. They're not a rock band. Get over it. Mulberry Street, just breezy, chilled back song. It's got groovy piano. Just leads kind of into a more mellow element of the record. And as it gets to the back end, songs like No Chances and Album Closer Redecorate kind of harken back to a Blurry Face style a little bit. So I would say that my one criticism of this record is it does feel a little loose. It feels like there are moments where they're kind of letting go of that sort of disco funk vibe that is driving the majority of this record. But for the most part, it is a really cohesive effort. It does, like all their other albums, have a solid identity. And I'm going to vinyl please this. I'm always happy to have 21 Pilots with new offering of new material. And I hope you enjoy this record over the weekend and you find this review helpful. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out the live show on Sundays. And we will see you next time on the Beat Sessions.